Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at Special Delivery Charizard. And look, I know we've looked at Special Delivery Charizard before. We looked at Special Delivery Charizard when it was revealed. Well, I say kind of revealed. It was included in that booklet that came with the Elite Trainer Box Pluses, so that's revealed enough for me. And then we took a look at it a couple of weeks, couple of months, I don't know. Time does not really work in lockdown. But at some point in the not too distant past, we had a little bit of a look. It was just over a month ago. At Special Delivery Charizard and asking where it was and what happened to it. And my plan was essentially to just kind of chill and wait here until we get news about how it's being distributed. Well, we don't have news about how it is being distributed, but I can go and buy one of these right now. Today, I can go on to Mercari, which is a sales website. It's very popular in Japan, less popular over here, although it does operate. And if I go over to Mercari, there is a Special Delivery Charizard for sale for $999. And would you believe it? They're offering free shipping. Now, there are a few questions that need to be answered here in terms of, is this legit? Is it worth that much, etc.? What I will say is the centering is definitely off here. The left-hand side is clearly, just at a quick eye test, smaller than the right-hand side in terms of the border. So it's still not going to get a perfect grade. The centering is clearly wonky, which is slightly upsetting, honestly. But then again, I didn't know they'd printed this card. The thing is, we knew the card existed because it was featured in that booklet, which is, incidentally, an official booklet included with an official Pokémon product. That is a thing. So we knew it existed as a card, but we didn't know that it had been printed. You see, when these booklets are printed up, they're not they're not photographing the pictures and putting them in. They are using the digital scans. Honestly, they are possibly using the same digital scans that they used to actually print the card. Or at least they both came from the same source. It gets kind of confusing, let's not go too deep. But I didn't know if they'd actually printed any off or not. Well, it seems like they have. Now, the first question we need to get to is it real? And look, on the thumbnail, I haven't made the thumbnail yet. You've seen it, I haven't. A little bit weird. But I am assuming I put something like, it is real on the thumbnail. That's probably what I'm going to go with. And you know what? I am convinced it is real. Because if this is a fake, it is a really good fake. Like a properly good fake. Little things like the fact that it's slightly off-center. If this was a fake, why would it not be centered better? I don't see why you would do that. Now, maybe it's to put people off, but that is next level forgery. We've got to look at the back here, and it's got the same kind of card that is generally included with these promos. And although I'm not an expert on this, I'm sorry, the lovely Matthew Varive, Immunity over on Twitter, has essentially had a look at this and said it looks legitimate. Those numbers, the SKU, it kind of makes sense. I mean, clearly, you know, it's promo 75, which works. It's got Regulation Mark D. Again, that's a little thing. But if this was a fake, the recent cards generally have Regulation Mark E. Having said that, it did have Regulation Mark D in the book, so I don't know, maybe that. But if it is a fake, where do they get a good enough scan from? The scan in the book isn't going to give them a high enough quality picture. So even if it is a fake, there is a giant question here of, well, how did they get this? Like, how did they get a good enough quality image to be able to actually print this card? Because they ain't doing it from the book, ladies and gentlemen. That's not good enough. So, honestly here, I really do think this is real. The quality of the fake, the fact that they've got the card behind it, which you would expect, the fact that it's slightly off-center, and I'm sorry, that does mean something to me, the fact that I am not aware of anywhere you can find a good quality version of this picture, all really adds up to this looks absolutely, definitely legit. I do believe this is real. So that then leads to a few more questions. Essentially, how did they get it? How can we get it? And is it worth $1,000? Now, in terms of how did they get it, the honest answer is I have absolutely no idea how they got it. If I'm honest with you, to be honest with you, the two most likely ways are that either it was just taken from a factory, or it was somebody involved in the production got a hold of one of the proof copies and passed it on to someone who is now selling it. Honestly, if it wasn't listed on Mercari and the listing had been there for a couple of days, I probably wouldn't even be covering the news. But the fact of the matter is, it is now listed on a public website. It's been up there for a little while, and I've had a bunch of people asking me to talk about it, so that's how we get there. If this was a kind of image that had just been passed to me in a DM, I probably wouldn't be doing a video about it. But the fact of the matter is, it's been listed on a public website for a little while now, so I do think it is out there, and I do think it is legit. How do we get hold of this card? That is a much more awkward question. The answer is I don't know, and I don't want to go into this conversation too much, because I did a video about this the other day, and I don't want to just repeat what I said there. And I've been thinking about this card a lot. This is one of those mystery cards that has just gone missing. So I really have been thinking about this card a lot over the past few weeks. And I cannot help but think, and I could be wrong, I have nothing but supposition here, I am making a prediction, I am using me head and me heart, and I am just having a think about the most likely thing that happened. I have no proof that this is true. But I think Pokemon looked and went, Special Delivery Pikachu went nuts. We can't do that again. Special Delivery Charizard will be more popular than Special Delivery Pikachu. And certain things happened when Special Delivery Pikachu got listed on the Pokemon Center website. Remember, it was given away for free if you spent $20. I think it was $20. That's not terribly important. You got given it away free with purchases. The thing is, the website got so popular it crashed. And they were like running out of stock because people were buying whatever, especially TCG products, just to get hold of Special Delivery Pikachu. And that was Pikachu. And if Pikachu is crashing the website and making the website run out of stock of a lot of different products, Charizard is going to be worse. So, as far as I'm concerned, there are two options here. Option number one, they're regrouping. They're printing more. And they are building up their stock. And they're basically going, right, well, we know what happened with Pikachu. We know what we're expecting with Charizard. So we can prepare for increased traffic. And we can print a lot more so it's not as rare. Special Delivery Pikachu did actually end up being a surprisingly rare card in the end. It ran out really quickly and is still going for a fair amount of money on eBay. We'll talk about that in a moment. So, you know what? Yeah, it really is possible that they are holding off to prepare. It is also possible, of course, that they are just ducking away. There is a possibility that it goes and it never comes back. There is a possibility that this is essentially an experiment that they're not coming back to. That this card essentially is gone. Now, I don't know if that's true. Again, pure supposition on my part. But there is a possibility that they might have looked at this and gone, you know what? It's not worth it. I don't know is the honest answer. But that is a possibility. Again, this was a promo card that was supposed to come out around about November last year. Because, you know, if we go back to the image, that Orbeetle box, the Gold Zash and the Zamazenta, these are products that came around in November. This should have been a promo around about November, and I'm now sitting here in June. We are 7 months past when this should have come out. And there is no sign of it as it stands at the moment. So yes, there is absolutely every possibility that this card will never see the light of day. Now, I'm not saying it won't. I am just saying that this was essentially supposed to be a November promo, and we have seen nothing about it. It's not even officially been revealed outside of the fact that it was included in that book in an official Pokemon product. So the final question then becomes, is it worth $1,000? And the depressing answer to this question might be yes. If this is legit, and I believe it is, although let's be clear, as much as I do think I am close to an expert on the Pokemon trading card game, it's literally what I do all day, every day. I don't have the card in my possession. I'm looking at a listing online. I could be wrong. I think it's legit, but I have no actual proof other than I've examined all the pictures pretty closely, and I've seen a bunch of things that suggest it's real and nothing that suggests it isn't. So, if this never comes out, this is a bargain. If Special Delivery Charizard is never actually released, then $1,000 is a drop in the ocean of what it's going to be worth in a few years' time. Because it will be a special, ridiculously rare Charizard, where there's only going to be a few out there, and $1,000 is going to seem like an absolute bargain. But even if it is released, like if we go now and look on eBay, the price of Special Delivery Pikachu seems to have stabilized at about $150. Here's a couple examples on the screen. Now, to be fair, these were best offer accepted, so it's probably actually a little bit below $150, but that seems to be about right. If we look at graded versions here, I mean, the high-end one, and we've seen some, you know, a PSA 9 sold for $200, which is not terribly expensive, but there was a Beckett 9.5, which recently sold for, what was it, $580. So, if you buy this and get it graded and it gets a good grade, and like I've said, I don't love the centering, but other than that, it seems pretty clean, then yeah, there is a chance that 10 of this card, now whether it gets a 10 or not is a question, but there is a chance that a 10 of this card actually is worth about $1,000 in the future. Again, we would expect Special Delivery Charizard to be rarer and more sought after and more valuable, maybe not rarer, but certainly more sought after and valuable than Special Delivery Pikachu. If this goes into general release and it starts being given out properly, and if it is a lot less rare than Special Delivery Pikachu, which we would hope at this stage it is, then it might well not be worth $1,000. But as it stands at the moment, when it's the only one out there, could be. Now, my appeal would be, don't encourage this kind of behaviour. I can't imagine that this card was obtained through, let's say, legitimate means. I don't want to encourage this kind of behaviour. I sincerely hope this card doesn't sell, and I sincerely hope if it was gotten through less than honest means, that the person is treated appropriately by the appropriate people. As it stands at the moment, it's a super interesting story, and honestly, what I really hope happens here is that this is just the beginning. That essentially these have gone and been printed, and that they are getting ready to release them. And if somebody does buy this, I sincerely hope that so many of these are printed that the price absolutely crashes, and whoever did buy it absolutely regrets spending so much money on it. Because like I say, I don't think we should be encouraging this kind of behaviour. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we know. That's what we can suppose. It's a very interesting story. And it does show us that, assuming this is legit, and as I've said, I believe it is, that some of these have been printed. There's no way they only printed one. So there are more out there. Hopefully there are boxes and boxes and boxes of them out there, and we're going to start being able to get hold of these pretty gosh darn soon. That would make me extremely happy. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about all of this. I want to know if you think this is legit. I want to know if you think it is worth this amount of money. I want to know, quite frankly, anything you want to tell me. So go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourself till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.